So they cut me off. How they cut you off is by making different like colors or light and darkening the screen, zooming in and out, putting sounds. It makes the video use more memory. It takes longer to upload. It takes up more space on the phone. Anyway, so could you imagine being in a relationship with someone and being so emotionally abusive that you keep bringing up the past decades later, making it a big deal, saying something happened that didn't happen? I talked in a previous video that subjectively I'm experiencing something. But if I could see myself and I can hear myself and I say there's nothing wrong with me, that changes it. So I'm going to link another video in the description where you can hear my tone of voice, where there's nothing wrong with it, but in their minds, the way they make it sound, there's something wrong with my tone. There's something wrong with my expressions. There's something wrong with my face. There's something wrong with my hair, meaning there's something wrong with me. And instead of saying, I'm not for them, oh no, we're going to stalk and harass you and hit you with something so that you can feel aches and pains throughout your body. Go to different doctors. They're like, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe you need a psychiatrist. My face is changing different, like my face, like really, like my face looks like it's something that's morphing and no one thinks there's anything wrong. I need a psychiatrist. Come on. That is the biggest form of emotional abuse. So the next part about this is that if this is happening, and when I was looking into it in 2019, and as you can tell, I've been doing this now for years, and I started noticing a lot of the people who were showing their faces were all burned and irritated, swollen. People had all sorts of medical issues. They're talking about voices. I found a news report, two news reports that were really good, both from California. One was of men. The men, and this goes back to the gay part, which I want to get to. The men were gay. I don't know if all were, but they were being interviewed for a news report about electronic harassment. Described the same thing that I'm experiencing. That could have been in 2012. What we're talking about 12 years later, but I experienced it starting 2016. So we're talking about 4-year time difference. So that goes back to the scathing, meaning everything I'm telling you isn't like me just saying this group or that group. No, I can actually link it to people and have proof of it. And that's a big deal. So I'm going to be able to link to you that I'm not anti-gay, of course. Obviously, I'm not. If in a book they implied that I'm gay, and I'm not even upset about that part of the book. I'm upset about the part of the book where they broke into the room and took my underwear, and then these people did it in my apartment. Like that to me is more offensive. But anyway, so that connects it to people who are gay, and maybe this was something going on in the gay community. Then I can link it to people who are Jewish because of my own experience, but also to the experience of other people who are Jewish. And this is my point. It seems like this is, oh, and then the other news report is a black female. They said, oh, they said to me, do I fear that you guys will think that's me? How would I be in California all of a sudden? You guys know I'm in the Bronx, New York. But also, we don't look alike. Like, that's also racist. I mean, everything they say, I can't stand. Like, really, have you ever had that experience where there are just some people you just can't stand and they can't get it that you don't want them? So they thought I would think the woman in this news report from California, who they called it community mobbing, where they would come into her home, open up her windows all at the same level. They installed a camera. She had a child, installed a camera in her home, and she didn't feel comfortable because of her child. They would pull out the drawers, anything to mess with her mind, emotional abuse. So again, there's so much proof that it's not just happening to me and that this was some way of being done that other people experienced, but also other people in the groups that I'm telling you experience. One of the people who I was listening to, I try to go through the different videos. There have been really good victims in these different groups that I said, well, boy, there is something we all have in common. And as I can find those videos, I'll link it in the description